Hello, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Today's recipe is one that both kids and adults absolutely love. It's creamy and delicious pasta with bechamel sauce. This dish is not only flavorful and delightful, but also incredibly easy to make, including a simple yet delicious bechamel sauce. Plus, we'll be making a special sauce you'll find hard to live without once you try it. Look at how creamy this bechamel sauce is. It has a unique texture you may not have experienced before. Let's get started with the recipe. We begin by preparing the sauce. Here, I have 2 large onions chopped to this size. I'll cook them lightly in oil. Once the onions soften, I'll add 500 grams of ground meat. Cook the onions and meat until they achieve this color. Then, add a teaspoon of garlic and a tablespoon of tomato paste. Continue sautéing until the garlic releases its aroma. Then add 500 grams of blended tomatoes, preferably peeled and pureed. You can also use store-bought tomato sauce if that's more convenient. If you're using fresh tomatoes, the equivalent is around 5 tomatoes. After blending, I add a teaspoon of paprika, a bit of black pepper, half a teaspoon of thyme, and a quarter teaspoon of basil. Add a bit of salt to balance the flavors. Let this mixture simmer for at least 30 minutes. I recommend leaving it on low heat for 40 minutes to deepen the flavors. Cover it and let it cook as mentioned. Now, let's prepare the bechamel sauce. If you follow this method, you'll become addicted to it. It's quite different from the usual bechamel we make. We start with 150 grams of butter and 150 grams of flour. Allow the butter to melt completely. Then add the flour and start stirring. The key to a great bechamel is to stir the butter and flour until it reaches a golden color. Once you get this golden hue, turn off the heat and let the mixture cool completely. This step isn't just about preventing lumps, it's about enhancing the aroma and texture of the bechamel. After sautéing the flour to a golden color and letting it cool down completely, I have 6 cups of hot milk ready. Start pouring the milk while stirring. The flour won't clump since it's cooled, and the milk is hot, as I mentioned. This technique makes a significant difference in both the flavor and creaminess of the bechamel. Trust me, you'll want to make bechamel this way every time. After adding 6 cups of milk, I achieve the desired consistency. I add 1 cup of cooking cream or light cream, roughly 200 milliliters. Mix in the cream and notice how silky, shiny, and creamy the sauce becomes. I then add a heaping spoonful of onion powder, a teaspoon of salt, or to taste, and white pepper. If you prefer, you can use black pepper, but it may slightly change the sauce's color. I also sprinkle a little nutmeg. These are the ingredients that will take your bechamel to the next level. Now, for an optional step that makes the bechamel even creamier, use a hand blender to whip it. Although the sauce had no lumps before, this step gives it an extra smooth, velvety texture and a lighter taste. By now, the sauce has been simmering for about 40 minutes and is ready. Cook the pasta as indicated on the package. If you need to set the pasta aside after boiling, rinse it with cold water to prevent clumping. Now, pour the bechamel sauce over the pasta, adding as much as you like. There's no set amount. Don't worry about a specific pasta shape. Use whichever you prefer. After adding the pasta, pour the delicious sauce that has thickened and developed its incredible flavor. I spread the sauce in the middle, using a large glass dish. Next, add another layer of pasta and mix in mozzarella cheese with some cheddar cheese. This step is optional, but adds a fantastic flavor and texture. Spread the cheese as desired. Now, pour the bechamel sauce over the pasta, covering it entirely. Sprinkle a little more mozzarella and cheddar cheese on top for a beautiful color. Put it in the oven. Since all the ingredients are cooked, this step is just about blending the flavors. Bake for 15 minutes, then turn on the broiler to achieve that golden, appetizing top. Trust me, once you try this, you'll be hooked. It's incredibly delicious and unique. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your loved ones. See you in the next video! Look at how smooth and appetizing the bechamel sauce is. Bechamel